you can pursue objectivity again. Because you're not claiming arrogance. You're not saying, I can know the exact truth anymore. At that point, you are just creating a very accurate tool, you know. So it's like somebody making an engineer's tool. You know, and they have a pride in making it super accurate. They know that it's not perfect. Moreover, they know exactly how perfect it is or isn't. Well, not exactly. They know the tolerance. They know the limit. They know this is exactly perfect within a nanometer or a micrometer or whatever. Okay, they know about the imperfection. And it's really by knowing about that imperfection that, and thinking about it, that they could get it so small that they can make a really high-tech, you know, engineering tool. And that's what the idea of objectivity becomes. It's, can you make a tool this strong that can cut diamond like our model of objectivity, you know, can metaphorically cut diamond? It's a very powerful idea. Can you make that out of this subjective stuff that just seems like clay and soft? Well, yeah, you can. There's just various processes to do it. And secondly, you can expand into intersubjectivity. You see, if we accept a materialist view, and then we accept that embedded in that are these other, since we're an object in the world in that view, we're a subset of the world in the materialist model, so can other people and entities be. And in our interactions with them, we find we have a network of subjective experiences about which we can share information. And this network starts to resemble, when it gets large enough with enough elements, the objective world as we, you know, common sense evolved to think of it. You know, that's how that turns out to be a decent approximation. Okay, but once you build yourself back up there, you won't have rejustified everything you thought. Some of the stuff will fall away. I have a much cleaner system, much cleaner idea of objectivity and intersubjectivity. Okay. So then that's from the model of sentient beings. If you take non-sentient beings, you know, inanimate matter, it's interesting because I think that's a very good metaphor still. It's a very good metaphor to say that a system of particles on the quantum level is, uh, well, forget the quantum level. You know, that a system of objects interacting, it behaves relativistically, and that is perfectly analogous to the idea of each one being subjective, where it is the subject. And even though there's no brain thinking about that subject from its point of view, it can still, you know, we have brains that can think about that and can assign this point of view, and it's obviously that point of view relates one-to-one to its rest frame, you know, or the frame of reference you're viewing it from. So in its rest frame, there's certain truths. And if you know your rest frame and its rest frame, you can calculate and turn truths about it that are true in its frame of reference into truths that apply to you. So for every rest frame, every frame of reference you know about, you can know what the truth, the local truths will all be for this, you know, for any one of the elements in that subjective network. Okay, and so you start to get, you know, the ability to translate truths back and forth between the frames of reference in your subjective network. And again, that is, I think, true of the inanimate objects, and that is the objective world. It is a network of relationships. If you're cut off, if your relationships to some part of the universe are cut off, that universe does not exist for you. Okay, and that sounds weird. I know that sounds weird, but get this. This is part of the quantum thing. If you are cut off from knowledge of something, and that's the point of Schrodinger's cat being inside the lead box, because we're cut off from knowledge about it, then it does not exist in one state or another. So it's not just metaphorical. Oh, it's out of your reach. It might as well not exist. No, it's out of your reach. It doesn't exist for you. Okay, now if you're just whining and moaning and saying it's not out of your reach, but you're just too lazy to go to the kitchen and get it, whatever it is, then that's different. But if it really is physically out of your reach, it neither is one way or another. It's all of its possible states together, and so that sort of confirms that idea that what you have is in reality is everything that's connected, where connections have something to do with potential connections. Everything that is connectable. No, not really. It is just that this works when there is contact. The connection is having contact regularly, I guess, in a lot of cases. Well, in all cases, because since matter and energy is discrete, it would have to be that way. So, yeah, the connections are that there are interactions. So, these relationships, this is what makes reality. The relationships that all these particles have to each other is what the objective reality is. And that's why I say it's not really objective. It's super subjective. It's there's a whole dimensionality to it beyond what it would be like if it was truly objective. Okay,